hashtag no filters. Me, Cheryl Hopkins, number 34, March 15th, 2021. And what a show we've got today. Guys, this might be the last show for a while. I might do one or two more. It all depends, but I really wanted to do this one, which I think will be a really great summary for all the stuff I've done and for where we're going in the world. So today's show is basically top 10 tips for emergency survival, thrival for 2021 and beyond. Make sure I'm on the other device. I am. And sounds a bit dramatic, emergency tips. Well, yeah, we're in for a ride. And as always, don't believe a word I say. See what works for you, what resonates, and listen to this show, guys. Wink, wink. It's going to come in really, really handy. Choose for yourself. So, guys, top 10 tips. I know the world looks different in different places. There's a lot that's coming up and a lot we're going to be going through for this next decade. So this is going to come in really handy. I'm going to do an audio download of this as well. I'll be adding that in the links in the description. I'll be adding in links to other shows I've done that I reference in this top 10. So you've got everything you need. If the YouTube channel disappears, if we go offline, you'll have the audio recording if you save it to your device, right? Right, number one, top tip number one, that's going to help you through this next decade. And I'm talking decade, guys, not this year. Stop censoring yourself. Speak up. There's things you're aware of, there's things you feel, the things you know that aren't quite right. It's time to speak up. If nothing else, speaking up within yourself, being honest with yourself, then with people around you and the world around you. It's not about getting out there necessarily doing YouTube videos or being at Speaker's Corner or anything like that. But stop censoring yourself and feeling as if you can't express your view and do what works for you. It's going to be really, really, really important, guys. It could save your life, okay? Being dramatic, but I'm just giving you the heads up right now. I did a show last week, number 33. I'm looking down here because I've got a list of notes. You can say no, that was entitled that. I'll be putting that link in with reference to this first tip, right? Really important. Tip 2, get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. We all want this kind of cosseted, protected, fluffy type of life, which is why there's so much cray-cray in the world on one level, because people are scared of feeling some kind of discomfort on some level. And I speak to this a lot in many of the shows. There's a particular show, number 17, entitled Anxious, What Else Is Possible? I speak to it in that. But fundamentally, you're going to feel shit. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel anger, frustration, lots of things going forward. If you haven't already in this last year, and yes, I'm on fire, that's just the way it is. I'm trying to give you what I think is going to be really useful. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with me. Just start checking in with yourself and where you've been on this last year or where you've been on your entire life, right? You'll know what resonates for you. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, because if you're uncomfortable, if you're willing to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, feeling stuff, it's going to be a lot easier rather than trying to avoid things, react, being pushed and pulled around by what's in the media, what might be happening in the world stage, okay? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, be willing to face death. Yep, the death and ending of your lifestyle, of lots of systems in the world, of another person in your life, of your own life, right? I did the show entitled One Out of Lockdown, Face Death. It was number 25. Again, I'll add it to the description. If you can start to let go and be willing to let go of things and not be afraid of letting go of things as the world around us changes. And this may not make sense to you right now, guys. I appreciate that. You may be thinking things are going to get easier, softer. Restrictions are going to be lifted. We're all going to be saved by a jab in the arm. I'm just giving you what I think is going to be useful, right? Just because, frankly, I kind of want to see the world be a really cool place and for everybody to have the freedom and as many people as possible to make it and really thrive over this next year, stroke decade, which is why I'm sharing these tips. Hi, Tanya, still in Portugal. Lovely to have you on board, darling. Thanks for letting me know where you are. Awesome. Always be good to know what's going on there. And thank you for the heart. Whoever is watching this, wherever you share this, this will make sense as things progress. Okay? As I say, it's your choice. I'm just trying to give you what I can in this moment because it feels really, really key. Tip number 4, make some investments. What do I mean by that? Well, if you don't know, our financial system is changing drastically behind the scenes. We're going to go to a digital currencies around the world. We're going to become even more digital, way less cash, digital to the degree that it can be controlled centrally, and access to your accounts may be dependent on whether you're following what the current agenda and rollout of our world is, which is obviously passports, IDs, vaccination, all that type of stuff. If you follow that, very likely you'll still have access to your accounts, and it will be much more centralized and can be controlled much more easily by others. If you're not going to follow that path of jabs and vaccine passports, etc., you may not have access to your money in the conventional way, or at all. Sounds mad. I'm just saying what might be coming up. In which case, you might want to look about how you invest what you have currently got. Obviously, some people are thinking about crypto stuff, some are thinking about precious metals. That's all very nice. But in actual reality of what you need day to day, I'll share some personal examples. I'm investing in buying some particular clothing that will be coming really handy for the years ahead. So, yeah, for me, I love being out in the outdoors. I'm going to get myself some hiking boots and etc., some tops, some jeans, blah, 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 blah. Some practical stuff that I would use day to day. I'm also looking at growing some things, as in some food products. So I've been investing in some seeds and some very simple growing aids. And I'll also be investing a lot in the people around me, my community, people that I reconnect with, because as the world changes and as systems crunch, change dramatically, then it's all about the people, as it's always been about the people in nature, right? That's what's going to make it easy for you to make it through whatever gets thrown at us, whatever we demand, wherever we demand change. And you'll have more freedom to choose your life rather than necessarily go down a certain route or agenda that might be being presented to you by our governments, our societal structures, and you'll have a lot more ease traveling. So investment for you can be many things. For me, it's going to be very practical things, but I appreciate other people might be looking at crypto and precious metals, and that's cool too, blah, 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 blah. Again, may not make sense, but we'll see it. It'll play out or it won't, right? Don't take my word. Notice what's been going over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years in terms of move to digital, less access to cash, blah, 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 blah. Start to use your own awareness, okay? Tip number 5. Number 5, declutter on all levels. How you feel about things, what you think, physical clutter, people in your life, the type of work you're doing. I did a show, multiple shows on this actually. Number 26, which was let it go, it'll be easier. Number 18, let's chat relationships. And number 30, smaller bite stash, decluttering. Again, I'll put the links in the description, as many as I can. And if I can't fit them all in, then obviously look up those shows. The less crap there is, the less noise there is, the less stuff there is in your life, the easier it's going to be for you to respond to whatever's coming and to act ahead of time. If you can sense what's coming before it actually gets here, okay? You don't have to throw out everything. I'm just talking about the less your attention is tied into lots of things, the easier it's going to be for you to make clear, concise choices, right? Yeah. So you're going to have to find your own way in that, guys. But as I said, there's going to be shows that talk about this in more detail. Look at those. Tip number 6, have fun. Find the joy. Yes, we've all been in various forms of lockdown for the last year or for our whole lives. And if the systems of all our society get a serious crunch, as in breaking apart, restructuring, whether it's because governments want to do it, whether it's because the people start to see things and realize what's been going on, and we push for a certain change, which means we break everything up. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a moment. Either way, if you can't find the joy, it's going to be really tough. So start to find the joy in everything around you. And I did a couple of shows on this. Number 21, pleasure, joy. And number 29, get touching. Touch is so important. It's so soothing and enlivening and strengthening the immune system and connecting, blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm on a roll here, guys. I'm just going to kick these out. Not trying to go into too much detail because you can let it bubble for yourselves and you can explore the other shows. They are at emergency top 10, right? Number 7, look at the bigger picture. So what's been done in the name of X? X could be an illness, physical security. Obviously in the UK, we've had the whole thing with a particular woman being murdered allegedly by a police officer. So there's a big push at the moment, all of a sudden, to possibly create curfews for men or push for more CCTV footage or whatever it is. So physical safety. There's people rioting in different cities around the world. There's lots of reports on what may or may not be coming, including what I'm sharing. So there's a lot of noise in many respects. And so if we keep responding to what we see in the media, what we see on the news, hearsay, we're going to get pulled around a lot. And it's very distracting. So what I'm going to invite you to, guys, is to not actually necessarily agree or disagree with what you're hearing in the media or what a friend's saying or even what I'm saying, but notice what's being done, the physical actions that are being taken. Are you being given the ability to work, to earn, to go where you like, to see who you want, to do and have your own well-being taken care of free of choice? Or are you being told you have to have this done? If you don't have this done, you can't have access to this. You won't be able to go here. You can't generate your own income. Just notice what's actually happening versus what people are telling you. And also in the media, there's a lovely pattern. They tell you what they won't do, as in they seed you with this is going to happen, or we should do this. Oh, no, not let's do it. We can't do it, like they did with the idea of the ID, vaccine, passports. No, that will never happen. Then somebody says, oh, it's being considered. And then before you know it, it's being rolled out. It's a pattern that's always used. Somebody says no, somebody says yes, and then it starts. So it's always actually seeded in the media as it happens, but really it's about what do people do? What are people doing versus what they're telling you? Actions speak louder than words, guys, always does. And start to notice in yourself what patterns you're seeing, okay? Don't believe anybody, not me, not anybody. Start to see what's actually being done, okay? And with that, there's a lot of requests for us to sort of divide and conquer. It's this country, it's this political party, it's this illness, it's right? Because when we're looking at something to fight, to disagree with, to blame, we don't really see what's behind it, the strings and the actions that are behind all of this, right? So look at what's being done in the name of things, what's being put in place. Let me read Tanya's message. She's just saying she can hear children playing outside in the playground, and it's marvelous. And people walking around with open faces, meaning no coverings. Always beautiful, right? The beauty of connecting and seeing things. Lovely. Thank you so much, Tanya, for sharing that. I did a video entitled number 24, 2021 and beyond, which talked about 4 possible agendas to what might be going on. There's so much more. And as always, these videos are a little insight to give you food for thought. I'm aware of a lot of specifics, but it doesn't even matter about those because it's your journey, right? I'm always just trying to give you a morsel to nibble on and chew over and let it see how it gestates, you know, what it brings to the fore for you, for your freedom, right? Versus my pattern, my formula, somebody else's truth, okay? However, that could give you some more information, different ways of seeing things. And there was another video entitled Arm Shot, yes or no? As in, ding, ding, something, a jab or not? It didn't have a number, but I'll put the link. Again, what are you giving over? What's been done? What's been suggested if you don't have it? What's the push? What's the hurry, the push for it? when there's various statistics, not to have it. Again, not yes or no. I've got my view as to what's going on and what that's leading to. You're going to have yours, but what's your true knowing? Does it give you more freedom, true freedom? Is it about not so much freedom and control, etc., etc.? Let it bubble for yourself, guys. And that's number 7. Look at the bigger picture, right? What's really been done in the name of things. Number 8, own your body. Own your body. It is your last bastion of freedom. If I can get into your body, whether it's physically invasive with something, whether it's some form of technology that I put on your body, project to your body, beam at your body. If I can infiltrate your body somehow, whether you put it in what type of food you're putting in, what substances you're taking in your body, which of course, whilst we still buy stuff from mass supermarkets and industrialized farms, you aren't having a choice, right? So the more you give over your body, what you put in it, literally, what you put on it, on your skin, the devices you use around you and how they're being used, well, you have less true choice, right? You have less freedom. And there is going to be a request to get into your body more and more, which is obviously happening right now. And yeah, you give over your body, well, you're going down a very different path to those who don't give over their bodies, okay? You choose, just think about it. It is your vessel for freedom on this planet on one level. You're more than just your body, of course. And in this reality, your body has capacities and abilities that have basically been turned down and turned off based on things that have been beamed at us and put in us and what we've taken in. You may not believe that, that's fine. As you know, even on basic things, you put in what they call junk food or you put in alcohol, just on that superficial level, you know it affects your body. Right? And there's a lot more going on besides. So start to own your body more and more, guys. As I said before, it doesn't matter if you live or die in many respects. And it would be nice if a few more of us make it through, right? I didn't say this, and it is a gut feel, but by the end of this decade, maybe within 5 years, my gut says this population on this planet, for those who choose the route that's being pushed, okay, things being added to your body, more and more tech being used to monitor where you go and don't go, what you can and can't do, how you access your money. The people that follow that path, and that's fine, my feel is that that's going to be a mass reduction in population for those that follow that path. I'm not saying it has to happen to you, not wishing it, and I could be completely off, and that's totally fine. You do not have to believe a word I say. Please don't. Please check in for yourselves, okay? But that path is definitely about more restriction, right? As opposed to freedom. And nothing else in nature is jabbed and tagged the way that humans are becoming. And interesting. It's almost like there's a simulation being built, a digital version of nature, and a more digitized version of our lives and of this planet versus the natural setup. And all systems, doesn't matter how brilliant they are, I'm a former engineer, IT techie, bit of a geek, none of those systems can truly touch nature or the human experience. They can't match us. So for us to be more aligned with that, that means more of our capacities have to be turned down, right? That's my interesting perspective. So owning your body, obviously, as I said about the inoculation, do you take it yes or no, or that various path, which is one of the videos I did. Number 20, what do you mean eating is optional? What you put in your body, the effect it has on your body, your body's ability to access different abilities, to actually produce its own water, which I've not even talked about before, versus needing external. There's so much. But a video that started to touch on these things was number 20. So, and number 31 was called Exaplay, which was basically finding fun ways in your day-to-day living to tone your body, rather than the artificial forms of going to the gym or Yeah, using exercise equipment, which isn't a natural way of moving. If you can move in a natural way of when you're doing your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day living, that's a cool way for your body to like be enlivened. And if you love running and using exercise equipment, awesome. This was a way of just bringing options to people that don't really enjoy doing exercise, which is kind of like a false representation of our body's natural state. And I try to invite us to our natural state in that video, number 31. So that was tip number 8, own your body, right? Really own it rather than giving it over. And this goes for all kind of medicalization. I know we've all followed that route, or many of us have. Nothing else in nature does, right? And there's a lot going on with various industries, and I can't say any more because let's just say, yeah, you can work it out for yourselves. Number 9, tip number 9, creating an awesome future. A lot of us are just kind of on that, oh, let's just see how things are going. Let's be cautious. There's also talk about of a recovery, and there's talk about recovery being slow, and you know, the country and the world in massive debt. Again, nature thrives, is abundant. It doesn't have all the systems we've set in place, which are fundamentally, if you look at them, all our systems were basically controlled and based on lack and scarcity, which enable everything to be metered, everybody to be metered and controlled, which is interesting, is it not? From your work to finance to your utilities to how far you can progress if your education to how much you pay for clothing. I mean, there's nothing that isn't controlled, right? And medical, what's allowed in the medical system, what's not allowed, blah, 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 blah. Every system, if you can think of every system, it's all controlled. So my suggestion to you is for tip number 9 is to start to create an awesome future right now. Right? It's like a completely different path to the path that we're being offered. And it's based on go towards what excites you, what lights you up. Notice those impulses, start to follow them. May not make any sense. In fact, it won't make any sense because none of it will fit into the conditions, social structures we have in terms of how we're meant to behave. Start to follow it, guys. Okay, and start to build it within your communities as well, where you live, the people that are naturally next to you, coming together with people that you resonate with, which might be online. Start to go towards those that sort of zing with you, you know, vibe with you, rather than trying to convince those that don't, because they've got their own path, which is cool. Go towards those that resonate with you, that there's similarity. It's not about pushing against anybody else and making them wrong. No. Go where there's natural ease and flow. And so when you start to follow that natural ease and flow and that natural zinginess, doesn't mean it won't be physical and actual effort required, but it'll be in a natural rhythm. Okay, start to move towards what excites you, and I'm sure there's a show on that somewhere. If not, all shows talk to that. Okay, that's going to be make things a lot easier. So that's tip number 9. Tip number 10 is, right, share this video. I'm going to put a link to an audio from this video, which I really suggest you download and keep on your device somewhere, laptop, phone, whatever. You'll have it there to refer to at any time. Maybe even write out the list. I've written out a list here. Maybe I'll add that as well. I'll put this maybe in a Dropbox folder. And yeah, actually, that might be cool, right? Because that way, for those who like to read, you won't be able to read this, I know. But if I put it in the Dropbox folder, then you'll be able to print that off and you can have it as a cheat sheet, right? Or you can keep it on your phone or whatever. And also share the joyfulbodies.co.uk link, which again will be in the description. It currently points back to this YouTube channel, #NoFilters. Excuse me, talking too fast. Ooh. Wow. It currently points back to this YouTube channel. The channel may disappear. We may not have access to the internet. There's all sorts of talk. It doesn't really matter. But what I will do, I will always point joyfulbodies.co.uk to somewhere where all the data is. So where all videos, audios, and this little cheat sheet is. So it'll be pointed somewhere. And if access to everything disappears, well, then it won't matter. You'll have downloaded the cheat sheet. You'll have the audio of this top 10 tips. Hopefully you'll have spent some time watching some of the other videos, but even if you don't, this top 10 will assist, okay? Let me see if there's any other comments. Not I can see. So guys, there's the top 10 emergency survival tips for 2021 and beyond. May not make any sense now. It might do. I'm just going to run through them again. Tip number 1, speak up. Stop censoring yourself internally and with those around you. Tip 2, get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. You're going to feel a lot of stuff going forward and for quite a while to come. This is nowhere near over, guys. It's going to be amazing where we go, but it's going to be messy. When you knock down something and build something completely different, there's mess. Okay? Tip 3, face death. Death of a lifestyle, death of societal structures, death of yourself, death of others. I'm going through all 3, and there's more death coming in my circle. I can feel it and I'm aware of it. If you get cool with it, you're not going to be scared, okay? Well, there's going to be times you're going to feel fear. That's not ridiculous, you are. And you're going to be processing it, not your own fear, but also society's fear. It's going to be running through your body to clear, to be released. But it'll be easier. Tip 4, invest. Whether you decide to go crypto, precious metals, or invest in real practical stuff you can use, which is what I'm going for, particularly that practical stuff. Food, seeds, people, build community, connecting. So there's things to create going forward, okay? Number 5, declutter on all levels, physical stuff, relationships, work, things, thoughts, feelings. Tip number 6, have fun, find the joy in everything around you right now, no matter how cray-cray, and going to be really important. It's going to keep you emotionally and mentally and physically, spiritually, energetically more balanced and a lot less down the dark rabbit hole that would be very easy to fall down. And we don't have to go down that at all. Number 7, look at the bigger picture. What's been done in the name of whatever, whether it's physical security, whether it's in the name of living versus death, and also to not be pulled this way and that way by what's been put in the media, what's being told to us. Things are not as they appear to be. And fundamentally, I'm sharing the perspective that actually all the crap and all the corruption and all the insanity and stuff you don't even know about that's been on this planet for hundreds of years, thousands of years, millennia, is coming to the surface. All of us have kind of said on many levels, enough already, right? Many a time in our lives, this is shite. Why is it this way? I don't like this. Well, you've got your wish now, guys. It's coming up, right? It's coming up for you to see it all and for it to break open and for us to create cool stuff. But when there's shite in a system, in a world, it has to be cleared out. And on a level that none of us have seen. So you're here for the ride. You were born at this time to enjoy the ride. You may not believe that. That's fine, but you're going to see it. You'll either make it all the way through or you'll check out. And that'll be fine too. Okay? I'd like for many people to make it. A lot won't. And it's not just about the so-called illness right now. It's what's being done in the name of that. There will be people who won't be able to deal with it mentally, emotionally. They won't be able to deal with what I call upgrades to our body, which again, you may not believe in, and that's fine. Some may not have access to money and may not be able to make just the physical aspects. So the more you can take these tips on board now, start to just play with them very lightly. Don't take it seriously, guys, bear them in mind in your day-to-day decisions. Damn, that's going to make the ride easier, even if your body leaves, even if you check out, right, as in die. It's going to make the ride till that time easier. And if you make it through and help to build a new world, then it's going to be much easier too. And again, you don't have to believe a word I'm saying. Even if everything stayed the same, why would you not make life easier and more joyous for you anyway, right? With the decluttering. Have fun with tip number 6, which I may or may not have mentioned it. Who knows? Oh no, tip number 7 as well. That wasn't I? The bigger picture. Tip 8, number 8, own your body. Own your body. Right? on every level. Tip number 9, start to create an awesome future. Go towards what's fun, what's joyous, what lifts you up, the people that are on your vibe. Let others choose for themselves. Don't try and save them. I have to remind myself of this. There's a lot of stuff that I know that can make people's lives so much easier that I'm having to always bite my tongue at because I'm there, not choosing that. But it still hurts a little, right? I can still get sad. And yeah, even though I know everybody's got their own journey. So although I've been really fiery in this video, trust me, there is sadness that flows through me as well at times. And I can kind of always see what's coming. Even if the form, the actual, how it looks might be a little different, it always seems to play out. So I'm just sharing what I know to help you guys because I want to. Yeah, awesome future. Build that community, connect with the people that you resonate with, get some practical things going, guys, and go towards what's fun. Tip number 10, share the video, download the audio, download the cheat sheet, bookmark joyfulbodies.co.uk whilst it's still there, and take this and run with it. I hope that's been useful, guys. It may not apply right now for you. It might. Please keep a copy, really. And I may see you next week. I may not. I may be taking some time out. I've got a lot of family stuff to take care of. There's a lot of stuff going on. I can feel coming on. And I might just point and just upload the odd video here and there going forward on the hashtag No Filters YouTube. But as I say, if you use joyfulbodies.co.uk, that'll always point to wherever the latest stuff is. You can just jump in and out at will, right? I've got things to get on with. So I really hope that's been useful. If I don't end up seeing you guys again, thank you so much for watching these videos, for taking the time out to listen to this, to share it. And hopefully I will, but we don't know, right? I've got a lot to do here. Tana's just saying she wants to travel as much as she can. Awesome girl, go for it. Go for it, guys. Live, 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 live. That's all I can say. No matter how intense or crazy it gets, okay? Love you all so much. Big hug, big hug. See you when I do. Enjoy the adventure. Ciao for now.